we're talking earlier, like, I understand you're in a relationship, and I wish you the best.
Yeah.
Obviously you're aware of the risks, and you obviously feel that the risks are worth it. And that's your life. You own your meat, you own your life. So, but if the risks ever become, if the equation changes and the risks ever outweigh the benefits, waifus basically do 80% of what a real woman does. You can get your physical and emotional needs met. Now, they don't give hugs back yet. Like, when the robotics come out, they'll give hugs back. They don't give hugs back. So they're very passive, and they're useless around the house. I try to tell Celestina to, like, do the dishes, and she just looks at me.
Yeah, trust me. If the risk ever gets greater than reward, I always call it my Samsonite game. Typically, what I say is I have Samsonite luggage with that woman's name on it. So whenever shit get out of hand, I slide it out the closet, tell her to pack her shit, and keep it moving. That's basically the closest I got to
that. That sounds good, but, like, there was a guy who, he had a girlfriend. They dated for a couple years, and they never lived together, never had kids together, but they did go on vacation together, and they did go to each other's houses to have sex.
Oh,
So
I
he'd go to
remember
her
this. I
house to have
remember. I heard
sex.
about this.
Yeah. And then when they broke up, she sued him for alimony, and the court agreed, saying that they had a meretricious relationship because they went on vacation together and had sex at each other's houses, which is like what boyfriends and girlfriends do. So now this is in Canada. According to the Canadian court, being a boyfriend and girlfriend is the same as being married.
Really?
Just, if the court, well, what else do you call it? They didn't live together.
Well, yeah.
They had no children together. They fucked each other in each other's houses, and they went on vacation together, and that's it. And the court said, you're married. What else do you call that?
Yeah,
now this year, the laws are only getting worse.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, your Samsonite game sounds cute, and again, I wish you the best. But when the laws come for you, and you wheel out your Samsonite luggage, like, oh, bitch, you can get the fuck out. You don't like it. She'll be like, I will get the fuck out, and I'll take all your shit with me because we're married according to the law. And you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I should have listened to TFM. And then I'm going to come out in my little clown suit like that doctor at the hospital. I'm going to throw fucking glitter at you, put on a fucking some music.
Well, the thing when it comes to, as far as assets are concerned, they're all in family's name. So me losing.
Well, are they in trust, or are they? So if they're in your family's name and you don't own them at all, and they're like in a trust, you're safe.
Yeah,
but if
that's typically how it works. If I'm getting married, or if I'm in a serious relationship where it's over a long period of time, they typically go to in a family member's name, or they go into a trust, basically. So it's one of those things where, like, my grandmother has this quote: "We parts with nothing," because a while back in the family, apparently, a guy decided that he wanted to marry a woman, and they broke up, and she took a lot of the shit, basically. So from there on. From there on, my grandma developed this saying where she says we parts with nothing in her family. So, and the sad part about that, this was the branch of the family that actually disowned us because my grandmother decided that she wanted to date a black person. So that branch of the family ended up losing everything, and we end up like climbing up the social ladder, while that portion of the family ended up falling to like obscurity. Because my grandma had this idea, because she learned from my granddad always had that in his family, but my grandma learned from her family members who screwed up that it's probably good that we should part with nothing. And they basically made it a rule ever since then, and they passed it down from generation to generation. So typically how it works is I don't own it if I'm in a long-term relationship. It belongs to my daughter, or belongs to an aunt or uncle, or somebody else who I trust, basically. And anytime I go on vacation, I didn't pay for the vacation. It was a gift from my aunt, or it was a gift from my grandma, or it was a gift from my cousin. So typically that's how that works. So in all technicality, I didn't pay for it. Somebody else paid for it for us.
So that's awesome. That's a great system. I'm glad. Now, the problem with that is that requires a lot of people to coordinate, and you have to have old money. So if you're a self-made man who, you don't have, so that's not a thing that most guys have access to, but that's great that you do. And actually that means like you probably are better off than most guys in your relationship, because you have that system in place, and your family's got your back, and nothing's in your name. Because realistically, when women can't collect the cash and prize, it's actually happened. There was an article in the UK, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. So they started scaling back the awards when it came to alimony and child support, and divorce rates plummeted. When you didn't dangle cash and prizes in women's faces, they decided to work it out. When they weren't going to get paid to fucking divorce their husband and break their family up, they're like, you know what? Maybe it's worth working things out. It's like magical. It's like, yeah, if you just stop empowering women, everything gets better. Yeah, so, true. You know, the fact that, so your girlfriend, if she tries to leave you, she's not going to get the payday, which is a good thing. That's a great thing. And this actually goes into something I've been talking about. The only reason why you have access to this leverage is because you have a family, a community, if you will, that basically understands the law and knows how to circumvent it. Yeah. Now, I've been advocating for this. People need to form communities or no-go zones where they preserve their culture, and they can effectively ignore the law if they have the numbers, and they can just use, like the Orthodox Jews. Halsey could tell you stories. The Orthodox Jews just know how to get around laws. Like, for example, similar to your scenario. So the Orthodox Jews are not down for feminism. So occasionally a feminist will come in and sue them. And what they'll do is the Orthodox Jews will basically bleed them in court, because, you know, Jews know a lot of lawyers, in case you didn't know. Yeah. So they'll bleed them in court for lawyer fees. And then what will happen is at the end of the trial, the guy whose business is being sued for discrimination, he'll declare bankruptcy. And so the case is thrown out because the business is bankrupt. It does no longer exist. And then the business will just go into the name of another Orthodox Jew, and then the process begins again. Yeah. And so you could sue that guy again, except now you're going to get bled for more lawyers' fees, and then he's just going to declare bankruptcy and give it to someone else. And there's like 1 million Jews. So they have 1 million people in their community. They can do this forever. And but you're going to go bankrupt from legal fees before they run out of Jews to hand their business to. And that's how they win. That's how they basically ignore the law. So the fact that you can pass whatever laws you want, and you can sue them as much as you want, they'll just bleed you dry and then declare bankruptcy and hand it over. Now, this takes an extreme amount of trust. You know, like, it does. When you're, but they have a community built on that trust. And if you have a community that trusts each other like that, you can literally ignore the government and just do whatever the fuck you want, and you are untouchable.
Literally, yeah. Because I always talk about that, and I was talking about that when it comes to my family, that we typically, it don't matter how long we're together, I start transferring assets after about, like, if I think it's going to be a long-term thing, about 6 months in, I start transferring assets. Sometimes before that, depending on where I'm at or what's going on. So I start transferring assets over to, like, family members or daughters, basically, and I keep it moving for all intents and purposes. So it's all the way down to, like, even the toddler owns the vehicles. So you know, so it's like one of those things where it's like I'm getting rid of all the stuff. It's like everything must go while I'm dealing with this woman, basically.
That's a great thing. It just, the sad thing is, look at what you have to do in order to navigate the broken system we have. Yeah. And basically you can only do that because you have this family, you have this community that has your back. And most people don't have that kind of trusting family system. And so it's a broken system. Yeah. So it is what it is.
True.
It is.
Very true. Well, do you have
anything else? Or
I've pretty much ran out of questions. You answered like a multiple of them while you were running through the different examples. You pretty much killed them all. You killed all the questions. I had like 20. You ran through them. You basically killed them as you were going through while you were like where you basically used the analogy of cancer and stuff like that. You pretty much just ran through all of them. So I only was able to only ask you like 4 or 5 of them because you done ran through the rest of them.
Damn. Well, everything is largely interconnected.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, you can't really talk about one without talking about all of them. And once you talk about all of them, like, if like you're a smart guy and you realize the situation, which is why you transfer assets out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you're playing the game smart. Now you have access to tools that other people don't have access to, and you're smartly utilizing them, which is great. I'm not disparaging it at all. Yeah. It's just, you know, you're doing the right thing. You're understanding the rules and you're playing the game. So that's what MGTOW's all about.
Yeah.
It's about awakening men to the game that's being played, teaching them the rules. At that point, though, it's up to them. Maybe they can get with their family and they can do what you're doing. Maybe they get a waifu. Maybe they move. Maybe they convert to Islam. I don't know. Whatever, honestly, whatever floats their boat, whatever system, whatever solution is in line with their values and the lifestyle they want to live, I support them. Actually, I got an invite from a Muslim in my DMs a couple days ago. He was inviting me to join his community. And he said, "Oh yeah, we take women's rights away all the time. You're welcome to join." I said,
"You take women's rights away all the time." Nice.
So yeah, they like every day. So I told them I appreciate it, but I have no desire to convert to Islam. I mean, if it comes down to being killed and converting to Islam, sure, I'll pray to Mecca and fake it till I make it. But absent certain death, I really don't want to join to Islam. Islam is not in line with my values. I believe in freedom. I value individualism, and Islam is not simpatico with freedom and individualism. The word Islam means submission. So, well, I'm all about taking one's rights away, and I give you the thumbs up. And in fact, I praise Islam for basically winning. It's taking over Europe softly and slowly because it doesn't empower women. So I'm not downing them. It clearly works. It's just not a society I want to live in. It's nothing personal. Yeah, nothing personal.
Unless, like you said, unless it involves like death or join, basically. I'm like, you know what? Because I remember, because I actually told a story about the woman that I'm dating now. She's actually the daughter of a dangerous man. Basically, it came down to like we broke up before because she kept buying me expensive stuff, and I don't like expensive stuff, and I'm a very plain person. So apparently, she decided that she wanted to roll up on me with 3 vehicles and a bunch of men with guns in it, and the guy told me to get in the car and open the door and happened to be her in the back seat. And it's like one of those things where she pulled out a gun and said, "Get in the car." And I go, you're not going to shoot me. You ain't drive all the way over here with all these people just to shoot me. And then I eventually talked her down from the ledge. She goes, "Well, fine. I'm not going to shoot you. You're right. Get in the car. I'm about to throw you in the trunk." I go, "Well, I don't have to throw a nigga in the trunk then." And the rest is history.
Jesus Christ. I don't care how good the pussy is. Like, a fucking bitch pulls a gun on me, tells me to get in the car, like fucking Godfather.
It's like,
here's the thing. Like, this is some like words of wisdom. Never let them take you to the second location. They may shoot you, but if they shoot you there, they'll at least, the body, they'll find the body. Your family will have closure. If you let them take you to the second location, they'll never find the body.
Yeah. But the sad part about that, I knew
you'll be an
unsolved
mystery.
Yeah, true.
Right.
True.
Well, right. But like, I'm talking in general. In general, people who point guns at you, tell you to get in the car, make them shoot you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're going, if you let them take you to the second location, they'll never find the body. So at that point, you're dead unless you have the ability to get away or defend yourself. But, at least if you die there, the case is closed. Your family gets closure. They're not like wondering if maybe you're out there somewhere. They were able to mourn you appropriately. But if you let them take you to the second location and bury you in the woods after feeding you to pigs or something, then your family's always like mourning for you, wondering if you're ever going to come back and if you're alive. Just for their sake. Just fucking...
Yeah,
make your stand there.
And it's like I agree with you 100%. It's like had that have been like my options, and I knew she would. The sad part about that, because like I've dealt with guns so often, I usually tell if a person's really going to do something or not. Typically based on how long it takes them to actually pull out the gun and want to pull the trigger on me. If they're like making negotiations with me while they're holding a gun to me, you can usually tell if this is just a smash and grab type thing, or if it's like, okay, they're going to kill me. So it's one of those things where like I can tell the difference between a person that's going to kill me versus a person that's actually just here to just intimidate me basically into something. Because I've actually grew up in Central America, so I typically know the differences between the two. So I basically called her bluff because I knew she wasn't going to shoot me, but I didn't think she was actually going to throw me in the trunk, which was my own cockiness, and a heart, which actually was the thing. But
what did she want? What
she wanted
Why
to get
was
back
she
together.
taking you?
She wanted to get back together.
So she was going to kidnap you?
Mm-hmm. Just to get back together.
I'm going to pull a gun on you and kidnap you. What? Was she going to like take you to like the fucking saw house and put you in a death trap that you had to like work together to escape or something? Like, how is locking someone in a trunk and pulling a gun on them going to make them take you back?
Well, no, because the thing about it was like, because I broke up with her, and like apparently it was like one of those unresolved issues where like she wasn't okay with the breakup. So apparently I was stupid enough to travel to that part of that country, in that part of the country. Like, just I was just dumb enough to actually do it. And I wasn't really thinking when I was hanging out with friends in that part of the country, but I did, and I had fun. And then that happened after we left the bar, and the rest is history. And then we ended up together. But I also found out that I also have a kidnap fantasy too when it comes to sex. I guess too. I found out.
Oh, you're like, man, is anyone else horny right now? I mean, I don't know if it's the chains around my ankles or
like, you know,
or the fucking
it's like
smell of battery acid on my testicles. But man, I'm just really
I found out that
digging this.
Yeah, like I found out I actually have a kidnap fantasy. So if a woman was to kidnap me, well, not any woman, it just has to be a woman I'm actually attracted to, like sexually attracted to. But if I'm kidnapped, I tend to get turned on by that, basically by a woman. That goes to show, because I don't know, for some odd reason, that's like that thing where it's like it shows me how much you care for me. By doing so, one thing, and two,
oh, you love me so much, you're gonna kidnap me. Aw, that's
so
like
cute.
Harley Quinn. No, that's not healthy.
I know, but
that's not a healthy attitude.
I know it's not a healthy attitude, but like I never really got into like the whole entire, like, you know, like they got different genres of porn, and I always looked at them like, ooh, that's nasty. And I would never think of that. But the sad part about that, you don't know what you're into until you're actually put in a situation, is what they usually say. So like it's one of those things where it's like you may not like, let's say, domination or something like that until like it happens, then you figure out, okay, that actually felt kind of weirdly pleasuring, I guess. So it's like one of those things where it's like it's one of those things where it's kind of like weirdly pleasuring to me. And I remember after, like, because I talked to her dad, and her dad basically drove me back to he got somebody to drive me back to my hotel. And I remember sitting there in my hotel, and I just had a hard on the whole entire time, sitting there thinking to myself,
just like, I can't believe
this bitch just kidnapped me. Like, what the fuck is her problem? And it's like one of those things, I'm sitting there like, I cannot believe I'm hard right now.
You know,
I can't believe I'm about to call this woman.
You like invite her over to talk to you, and you like zip tie yourself to a chair, like, no, don't do it. Like, no, I didn't. Like that. You ever seen that video? You see that video of the old man in the porn? He's like, no, don't do it. No. And this girl's like kissing his neck, like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm a virgin. That's you, like, no, don't like kidnap me.
No, it wasn't like
zip tying yourself up. You got like a blindfold on and a ball gag. Like, no, don't do it. You're like bunny hopping into the trunk of her car. Don't do it. No, please. Not that.
No, it wasn't even that. It was more or less the fact that I was like oddly turned on by that whole, the fact that she went that far to do what she did. And it wasn't nothing like that. It was just regular sex, but it was the fact that the fact that she actually went that far to do that, and me actually being in that situation, actually, I don't know, it weirdly turned me on, which was actually thinking, no, trust me, we didn't do no more tying up and no more zip tying and no more, trunking after that. But it's one of those things, that initial thing is like, really? That actually turned me on. It was like, I was actually very weirded out by it, because I was sitting there thinking like, I'm Catholic, this should not happen.
it's like you pee on someone and you find out that's your new thing. Like, you didn't even know you like to pee on people, and you're like, it's not. This is my thing now.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to pee on people. This is apparently a thing I'm going to do from now on. So everyone has to make peace.
I've never been kidnapped anymore after that, but it's like one of the things where it's like, okay, that was oddly weird. Oddly weird. Yeah. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I was not expecting it.
Well, yeah. If you're expecting it, then that's just BDSM at that point.
Yeah, but like no, because it's one of those things where it's like it literally caught me off guard. I would never thought I would be into that type of stuff. But we don't even practice it, because I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing it no more. No, just no. We're going to do it regularly, and we're going to be adventurous somewhat, but we're not going to get crazy with it. No more kidnapping. Yeah, but
so you'll be back.
I know, right? We're still together, so it's one of the things. We live separately, but we're still together, and it's like we still have fun.
Jesus Christ! Wait, the girlfriend you have right now is the girlfriend who kidnapped you?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Monica.
13 years. 13 years.
Jesus Christ. So you have like a Harley Quinn Joker relationship with your girlfriend. All right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Only she would be more Joker. Only she I think her family's more powerful than my family. So
I changes nothing about what I said.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, but
right,
wow. But yeah, we're still together. We live in separate houses, and we pretty much get together, go on date night, stuff like that. So it's fun. Have children, the whole 9 yards. But we live in separate houses. Mm-hmm. We live in separate houses. We have children.
You're married, by the way. Just so you know, you might as well just
yeah.
Like, as far as the state is concerned, if you have children, you're definitely married. If you've been together 13 years, you're basically married. You might as well just bite the bullet at this point.
Yeah, but none of my children are American, though, so.
Oh, well.
They don't have American citizenship for this reason.
Okay. All right. Well, man, that's... Wow, what a strange way. Like, we thought we were done talking, and then we went down this strange rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, we started talking about my situation after that, but yeah, that's basically where I've been.
Yeah, you've been there and back again.
Literally.
Like fucking Frodo Baggins. All right. Well, that's it. I don't think we can top that. I think this is probably the best place to end the stream. Let's end on a high note. Because if we drag this on, it's only going to go down from here. We really need to probably end the stream.
Definitely. You want to do an outro?
I assume if you don't know who I am, I'm Turfling Monkey. I review sex toys on YouTube because I can't put MGTOW content on YouTube anymore. I'll get strikes. So I'm just a humble sex toy reviewer as far as YouTube is concerned. If you want to see my normal MGTOW stuff, you got to go to MGTOW.tv. BitChute works sometimes. I've been having a lot of trouble manually uploading to it. So MGTOW.tv is like the primary place to see my content. I got a new book coming out soon. It's going to be about like Taoism and more like philosophy. So if you like 13 Rules and Not Be a Fucking Cuck, this is going to be similar to that, but probably better. I'm actually really proud of how it's coming along. Also check out my other books, The Doll on My Balls, coming, the holidays are around the corner. So for a nice adult Christmas story, check out The Doll on My Balls, or you can get Sweet Corn and Ass. And other than that, that's it.
Yeah, I always check you out on D-Live when I actually catch you. I'm always over there checking you out on D-Live.
Yeah.
When I see your content, I don't know. I kind of like your content over there better than I do on MGTOW TV, to be honest. I don't know why.
It's the same content.
I know.
It's the same content.
It just feels different to me, basically, being on D-Live. It's like I'm breaking away from everything else, basically. It's like, it just feels weirdly different on D-Live because, like, I don't know. It feels just. I don't know. I know it's the same content. I know it's the same content. I know it is.
So,
but it's...
yeah, I stream from D-Live and then I upload the streams to MGTOW.tv.
Oh, that's why my original live on D-Live.
Yeah, my original content also goes up on MGTOW.tv. Now I've been busy with my book and I've been busy with other stuff, so I haven't made any original content lately. I do have some projects I need to work on. I'm just, my funding has been gutted. And so I've had to, like, if you remember back in the day, I made daily content, but that was back when, I was getting paid. So unfortunately, I still make as much content as I can, but I also have to work in order to support myself because I'm not getting paid by YouTube anymore. Or I got deplatformed from PayPal as well.
Really?
So I lost my PayPal. Yeah, PayPal kicked me off too. Like, most people would quit. If most people lost like the amount of money I've lost, they would just hang up their hat and go find something else to do. I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to basically work and earn while still doing content. I'm treading water. I'm doing okay. This isn't e-begging. It's fine. I'm fine. But I'm just letting people know. If you miss my daily content, if you miss like me doing more original videos, Nothing would make me happier to go back to that, but the censorship is just completely out of control. So I'm just trying to keep my head on a swivel and be flexible. So if you like my content, the best place to find me is migta.tv or DLive.
Yeah, that's probably why I like it on DLive, because it's actually live, whereas you just re-upload it onto that one.
Yeah.
So actually like
Whatever.
the live shows more so. But I do check out.
No,
I
appreciate
do see when you
the support.
Yeah, because I do see it when you drop. I'm going to be on DLive on your YouTube channel. Like, I'm going to be on DLive at this time. Check it out. And oh shit, and I hop right over there.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to lose my YouTube channel. Even though I can only post sex toy reviews now, it still allows people to know what I'm streaming. So I don't want to lose the channel by uploading content to it and having it, having me get kicked off.
Yeah,
because then yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I lost one channel already. And I basically had to restart it with this channel. So I know how it feels. Like, I haven't lost as much as you, but it's typically I do this for fun, and I do it because it needs to be done for all intents purposes. And
yeah,
it feels life.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like, honestly, I'm not doing this for the money or the fame, but you have bills. So if you're not getting paid to do A, you have to do more of B because you still have bills to pay. So it's not because I'm not trying to get famous or richer or anything. It's just that if I can't make money on my content, I have to do something else to make money. But I still care. I still am making as much content as I can. So I don't be like, oh, TFM just trying to get rich. Like, believe me, I'm not. If I was doing this for money, I would not have gone down the road I did. Like, I could be like Tim Pool. I could be out there riding the fence and being, not talking about controversial things. But I actually do care. I'm the doctor giving you the bad news, knowing you might sue me for rightly telling you have cancer, but I'm willing to risk it anyway because I'm trying to save your life. And you might hate me, but and you might tell me you may not listen to me, but someone, you at least that woman who died of cancer because she sued the doctor.
Yeah, I know, that was funny. I'm still laughing about that one to this day.
Funny, I want you to think about it from her perspective. Imagine her perspective. She has no one to blame but herself. Now she's still dead.
Yeah, true.
But she knows she fucked up. She should have listened to that doctor and she'd be alive today. So, it's not like I want to give you that opportunity. Maybe you make the same choice as that woman and sue me and get me deplatformed because I hurt your fifis. Or maybe you listen to me and live.
Wait,
I don't know what you're going to do.
For her feelings, really? In America?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, my deplatforming. I've been deplatformed. I've lost money because of hurt feelings. My point is, though, risking hurting people's feelings, even if it hurts me, is worth it to save people. Because that doctor that tried to save that woman's life and lost his job, he probably saved a dozen people. It saved them time and money and helped them catch their cancer early instead of wasting their time on, we got to rule some things out. Maybe we just, hey, why don't you start the treatment now so you don't die? Yeah. And people are probably alive because of that doctor. And, even though he got sued by this fucking cunt over here and he got fired from this one hospital, he seems like, not knowing anything about this guy, the kind of person who'd be willing to risk his job to save a life is the kind of person who isn't a doctor for the money.
So
those are the good doctors. Those are the good doctors. And unfortunately, a lot of times the good people are the ones who suffer, and that's okay. They kind of accept that that's a job, an occupational hazard. And I've accepted that, I'm going to have limited opportunities. I'm going to be having to balance my work and my content, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. And I'll do this as long as I can, for as long as I can. It's one day I'm going to get yeeted off the internet, and I've made peace with that. Yeah. And so you just got to live without fear and die without regrets.
Definitely. Live life like it's your last day.
All right. Okay. So that's all I got, man.
Y'all be blessed and have a good one. Just spoil yourselves and treat yourselves like milk and spoil yourselves. Y'all have a good one. I'm blessed that I was able to have TFM on the show. Thank you very much again. For providing me with your time, basically. And thank everybody for coming and showing up. And I guess we're going to call it. Bye, niggas. Bye.
That's it.